Nithyananam. Hi, this is Ma Nitya Ovinanda. By the grace of His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananada, I am here again to speak about the Sanyas series. I was just reflecting back on how it's been over 3 years since I've been living here at the ashram as a Brahmacharya, studying to be a sanyasi. And it's over 3 years, and so many things have happened. Even in the past month, it feels like 6 months. So time moves as it does, but it feels much longer, because when you're working with an avatar, a living incarnation like His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda, so many processes and things are changing inside us, so many completions are happening, karmas are getting dropped. So sometimes it could seem like lifetimes. A 1 year can seem like a lifetime. So I was reflecting back at 3 years here, and how when I first was a volunteer, I was in publications department, and I still continued in publications. Then after maybe 6 months after taking the vows of Sanyas in 2014, I was transferred over to go to the Ananda Yoga program. At that time, we had a 1-year program called Ananda Yoga, and it was basically hosted by the Gurukul. So we got to learn so many things. We had Sanskrit class, Alankar, which is dressing the deities and putting the jewels on them, and different chanting classes. We got to chant the Upanishads, Ishavasya Upanishads, many other things which I can't think of right now. We got to the udal. Udal are these drums that the Gurukul kids play during rituals. Very beautiful and traditional type of drumming. So many different activities we did. We helped take care of the temple. We did programs. I also worked with the one of the heads of the Gurukul. I was her kind of, I guess, assistant during the Inner Awakening program when they had specifically for kids. So I would assist her, getting whatever she needed for that. So and coordinating, getting the food together, making sure taking care of the kids and all. So that was a huge learning experience for me, for one, because for one thing, I never had kids. I never really wanted to have kids. And I never had brothers and sisters, and I never babysat, so I pretty much had zero experience with kids. However, for some reason, Swamiji put me in a situation where I had to take care of kids, and not just once, but on multiple occasions. So then I discovered, and I thought, like, kids are okay, but, as long as I have to deal with them, I don't know. I had that kind of perception or cognition. But the more I worked with the kids, and especially the Gurukul kids, Nithyananda Gurukul kids, those are Swamiji's kids. Basically, all the kids that came from around the world, and especially in India, to reside here in the ashram and learn directly from Swamiji. These are amazing kids. They just completely get into that oneness space with Swamiji, that Shaktipada space, and they can manifest the powers that he's initiating everybody into. So like third eye reading, body scanning, all the powers that I've spoken to you about before, they can do like so quickly, they'll pick it up. And they're amazing kids. I mean, like, they don't even understand, like, sometimes sarcasm or jokes. Like, they're so serious and beautiful and sincere and honest and gentle. They don't like have, maybe they throw a tantrum here and there. That's like the worst thing I can think of that they might do. But they're such wonderful kids. And especially my career in that department culminated with the Nashik Kumbh Mela. So that was in 2015. And for, I think it was like 3 weeks, I had to take care of the female kids, the girls. And most of them are balasants, so they're all, also initiated into Krama Brahmacharya. Because traditionally in the Hindu tradition, at the age of 7, you go to the guru. So from 7 to like 18, I believe it was, here it's 21, and I'm sorry, I forgot if it's 18. It's 18 here. But the kids learned directly from the guru during that time. So they were only getting into that spiritual space, that connection with the divine, learning all the chanting, learning the scriptures, doing the asanas, and just kind of manifesting and they're just having the pure space and the connection with the Guru, who's connecting them to the source, to Sadashiva. So they didn't have any influence of the outside people, like the outside society, the kids, that mine, the toys, whatever, all the things then that were maybe deterring kids. But it was traditional. Then at the end of the period of 18, the kids can decide if they wanted to get married or they wanted to take sannyas and just be in the monastic living for the rest of their life. So here, the same thing is true. Swamiji's already revived the Gurukul, and it's a beautiful tradition. And the kids are so sweet. So anyway, all my kid watching and not sure how I felt about kids and not knowing what to do with them, really kind of culminated during that Nasik Kumbh Mela. I remember when we arrived there, I was feeling a little ill, after the long journey. Like I was feeling like a swelling in the throat that you get like here, and like that feeling like, oh, something's coming. And I took out my Atma Linga, which I spoke about before. That's the Spatika Lingam, that crystal shaped like a lingam, a Shiva Lingam. And I took that out and I held it, and I held it here during this, and I made a sankalpa, I made a declaration. I said, I'm not getting sick. I'm taking care of these kids, and I'm going to be healthy so I can take care of them. And mainly because there was really not many other people to do it. There were other people, like volunteers, but as far as ashramis and committed people, as far as Adinavasis, there weren't any. And the main two people running the school basically were, dealing with so many other things and other responsibilities. So I had to, handle if anyone was sick, take their temperature, check out what's going on and be with them, because they were doing a lot of activities. They were actually going around to other camps and doing third eye reading for all the bigwig sadhus, the ones that are religious leaders and mahants and of sampradayas, so basically the important people. They were going around showing off Swamiji's initiation in the powers to all these guys. And they're beautiful, so awesome. I got to sit with a lot of these sadhus and see Swamiji interact with them, and they're such amazing people. It's very nice to be in its space with all these other sadhus, so monastic members of various orders. So, then I would stay back with the kids in the camp, and make sure they're okay. And I had to go around with them and, help them get their food, all kinds of things. Basically, it was 2 hours I slept, But something happened during that time, and I don't know what. But something happened to me, and I had a lot of completion during that period of time. It was almost a year, I think. But so much completion, let's say, with my own childhood, and things that maybe I was incomplete with my family or parents or whatever, many things happen. And so it was very fulfilling, and they're such amazing kids, and I never got sick during that time. I stayed healthy, and many of the kids got sick, for whatever reason, throwing up and even that kind of thing. And it didn't bother me. Usually if someone threw up, I would be like, oh, like it would gross me out, or I'd feel sick also, but somehow, it gave a lot of strength. So it was a gift. So my point to this whole long story is A, to tell you how awesome Gurukul is and the Gurukul kids are, and how intelligent and beautiful beings they are, and to tell you also that I never liked kids or wanted kids or had kids or knew anything about kids, but Swamiji put me in that situation and he trusted me to that. And such a beautiful completion it is. So when you're working directly with Swamiji, especially as a sannyasi, he's putting you, because you're trusting him, you're saying, here's my life, you tell me what I'm supposed to do to reach basically enlightenment. So he's taking us through all the things that we need to complete with or do, either fulfill or complete with, in order to advance, in order to drop those things and get to higher states of consciousness, basically. So that was an uncomfortable situation, and he put me there. And it was the most beautiful thing. You can't always tell it first. For instance, he put me in the kirtan. So I had to sit on stage and I was only backup, but still I had to sit on stage and sing this kirtan. And half the time I didn't have the paper, so I couldn't do well at repeating the Sanskrit words. I was getting, aggravated because without seeing it, I couldn't sing at all. It was hard for me, and I couldn't hear the other people leading. But it got me comfortable kind of being in front of people and performing, in even that small way. So more and more I got comfortable. So he put me in different situations where I got comfortable. Because I'm telling you, I wouldn't be sitting here talking on this YouTube. Already I think I have 100 videos, which is amazing to me. And I don't think I would be able to do that, if he didn't put me in all these situations. I'd still be kind of shy and hiding. I remember trying to do a video about my beautiful experience with Pratyakshapata Puja before I took coffee, took the vows, and I couldn't even do it. Those poor guys set up and they were trying to coax me on, and I just couldn't do it, man. In like 2 seconds, and I was like, that's it, I was shutting down. But now I can speak at least, halfway decent to you guys, and at least express something what I'm trying to tell, But I'm relaxed, whereas I wasn't before. But because he put me in these situations, it's cleared out. And then moving through, then I went back to publications. And I was, been there doing all those things and various different types of things. And then now I'm in the Goshala. If you can imagine, I am working in the Goshala, which is where all the sacred cows are kept in the ashram. So we're supposed to get many more cows. So we're, getting everything together, planning, and just taking care of the day-to-day with these beautiful creatures. It's very peaceful. And Swamiji always says, and all the tradition says, how very peaceful it is to work with the cows. And even sannyasis are supposed to work with cows for some time. So I'll look up a little more information about that just to give you some more background. But it is an interesting and very peaceful place. It's a lot of hard work. Like, I'm really sore a little bit in the body. But that's because I've been sitting at a desk for too long. So this is good for me, actually, to get back in that great shape I used to be in before. So even though we do yoga, of course, here intensely, it's still sitting around at a desk. You know how it could be when you work in an office. Intensely working with the mind, it just, for me, I was getting in kind of a stagnant place. So I feel like he wanted to change it up for me, and so he did me like a big service here. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I may be supposed to learn specifically here. But I'm telling you, I was very much stuck kind of in what I was doing. I had a little bit decision fatigue, and I have a lot of pitta dosha, which is, keeping your mind from moving forward into things. Like, the mind gets to a point where it's kind of stuck, and it's not allowing you to move forward. So I need a little clearing here, a little clearing and healing at the Goshala. So it's very nice to work with these beautiful creatures, and such an experience. So I'll share more about that and what it means. I can tell you, the one hint is somebody told me, actually I read also, that there's gods, deities in different parts of the cow. And they do have an energy to them when you touch them, and they're so gentle, and like you can just hear like a peace inside them, So it's very nice. Anyhow, thanks again for listening today and watching. And I'll move forward and share some more things in coming days about this topic. Thanks a lot. Nithyanandam.